Is the video back? We'll see in just a second, by God. It might have started another video over on YouTube. Let me see. I hope not, but it looks like it did. Yes, it did. Hold on just a second, guys. It's back up now. Disconnected, but it started a new video. It's back up now. Yeah, it's a new video now. What's up? What's up? Sorry. It looks like we're back on a new video on YouTube, but same video on Facebook.
You kidding me? Think about the people that lose family members, and when they fucking find out, oh, the doctor should have known about this.
Oh yeah.
Think what's gonna happen? They're in trouble, man.
Well, the good thing about
stole the shaggin' wagon with you in it.
Heard over. You guys have heard this too.
The internet cut off like that time. It actually was probably my computer because I just unplugged the cable and plugged it back in for the internet, and it come right back on. I don't know.
Let's talk about some type of investment or some network marketing company or some nutrition product. My doctor said this. It has nothing to do with medicine. My doctor, the reverence we have.
What did he just say? Let's talk about some multi-level marketing.
Trouble, man.
Well, the good thing about this is that, you know, we've heard over, you guys have heard this too. Let's talk about some type of investment or some network marketing company or some nutrition product. My doctor said this. It has nothing to do with medicine. My doctor.
Some network marketing, some nutrition, some what? Your doctor doesn't want you to join network marketing?
The reverence
smart doctor
for doctor is due in many cases, but it's totally
no. I need a new I think I need a new motherboard because the LAN adapter. So like where the internet goes in, it's built into my motherboard. It disconnects for some reason.
Because he's a doctor. Because this is a person who look. You guys know I have enormous respect, especially for trauma orthopedic surgeons. All these people that
both of us, all of us.
Oh yeah,
I have respect for them too.
Yeah, I mean, totally. you nearly had your head cut off once, David. So, so all of us, we love what these people can do. But
he's got a fucking scar from his lip to like out here on his chin. This almost got my head cut off. I think it's an exaggeration. I know it's an exaggeration. I've read the police report. You didn't almost get your head cut off.
Simple fact is this. They train for a specific modality and become incredible at it, but that doesn't make them experts.
No, we're not back.
With strategies going against the Taliban. It's not their wheelhouse. And so what's going to happen here, like you said, I was on a show with the SG.
Like, I'm pretty sure that he refused medical. He refused medical treatment. Like, he couldn't have been that bad, right?
He reported earlier this week, and I was telling the same thing. I was telling the doctors, I'll say it again. You people understand this. All you people that are nurses, doctors, you think you're going to get away with this shit? You may think you're right, but that's going to be irrelevant because when there are dead people from families and their loved ones, and you had that arrogant attitude because I'm a nurse, because the doctor said we're doing it, because the CDC said it, because the hospital admin said it.
There was also a cat in here. It could have been part of the problem.
This is our place, and if you want service, you're going to do what we say. That will not fly. But the thing of it is it's going to bring the medical field down to a more acceptable level of reverence, like reverence for what they do, but not everything else in the world that they're supposedly experts on. They're a doctor, they're an expert on anything. We in society have put them on a pedestal they don't belong on. And
that's not true. Like, I don't go to my fucking doctor for like investment advice. I don't go to my doctor to diagnose something wrong with my car. I don't go to my doctor if someone offers me a multi-level marketing fucking scheme like he's suggesting. Oh, and we're talking about a multi-level marketing thing. They're always like, my doctor, my doctor. Who the fuck are you talking to? That you're like, hey, you want to go to Vegas this weekend? My doctor. Hey, you want to join my pyramid scheme? My doctor. Hey, I'm selling my used car. You want to have your mechanic check it out? No, I have my doctor look under the hood. He's a surgeon, a car surgeon.
Not kept them on a pedestal where they do belong on, and we give them that just reverence. But that's caught us in we've been sandbagged this thing in our culture. As far as one point I want to make, Dave, you were talking about these people are just
get my lawn mowed.
Programmed. I was sitting at a red, there's a stoplight up the street here that I go through all the time. And you can tell when the pattern changes. It's coming in town, same stoplight, same direction. And I'm sitting here waiting. I'm like, this is unusual. We let another one go by. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. Boom, here I go. I'm going through the light. Is this going to go? It's going to stay red forever. It happened again today, same place. I'm like, what kind of potential experiments going on with these clowns sitting up in an office here in downtown Dallas with the cameras on? Let's see how long they'll sit here and not go through that light, because they have us by the balls. If one goes through the light.
That's right. The people at traffic control. So if you guys don't know, some of the traffic sensing red lights are really sensitive to where you pull up. There's one in my town that they literally had to put a sign that says stop here on red, because if you pull past that sign to where you can't see it, the light never changes. But yeah, that's traffic control downtown Dallas pulling an experiment to see how likely you are to get out with your hatchet and chop down the telephone pole that's holding up the traffic light.
And a cop sees you, you're going to get busted, but you're going to sit here for like 5 to 7 minutes. I'm like, you know me, I'm like, I'm giving you 4 the next time I'm coming, I'm rolling. That's what I'm doing. And I think to myself, how many people sit there just like,
yeah,
waiting. I'm like, nah, this, and again, law and order is important.
It can't be a whole lot of people just sat there until the end of time, or you would never get to the front of the line. What's the likelihood of you getting to the front of the line when it's red? Right? You would just be stuck, 3 cars back for the rest of your life.
It's bullshit. We have gotten to a point where we refuse to just think things through for a minute. And now we're suspicious because we're like, we know what this architecture does to all of us. Now I'm looking at everything that probably isn't even real. I'm like, no, this is a control mechanism. I'm going to blow this thing. But
it's a control mechanism.
It scares me. I mean, at this point, it scares me how absolutely programmed not us, but many of these people are. Like, how are we going to recruit these people to fight when it comes?
I went to Walgreens the other day to get some ivermectin. I'm loading up on all that shit for the fall, right? Because I got elderly parents. So I'm loading up and all that. And I went to Walgreens, and there's 2 lanes, an inside lane and a far lane. Well, all the cars were backed up, like 7 cars on the inside lane. And I'm like, gee, I wonder why no one's going into the outside lane. So I just went there to check for myself and stopped, and they took me before anybody else. And I could tell all of them just staring at me like, gee, how did he do that?
That's typically not true. So like sometimes, depending on who I'm with, I will not go through like an outside lane, especially if you have to speak through like a speaker system, or you can't like see eye to eye. Especially if like my passenger is like getting something, or I need to speak with the pharmacist, or it's going to be longer. It's my first time getting a prescription there. I've had an issue with the thing. It wasn't like, oh my God, this guy figured out how to get his prescription faster. What are we going to do? This genius who almost got his head cut off for screaming the N-word in downtown Scottsdale, he broke the code.
How did he just go on the outside lane and do that? People are a herd mentality, and they do it automatically. They don't think about it. They see the line of cars, they get behind the line of cars. They didn't stop to look and say, okay, there's an outside lane open right there, I'm going to take that one. But no, there's 5 cars. I better get behind the 5th car and be the 6th car. This is how thinking works. This is the herd mentality. This is the moo mentality that I see, that I'm like, this is like being locked into the matrix. This is the matrix right here. There's proof of it right there. Watching the herd.
You're gonna love this one. Last night I'm heading down 45. I got to tell you guys about stuff for the tour, because I know you guys are going to come out. I want to blow that up tonight. About the people need to know you guys are coming out on the tour. But I was going down to there's a truck stop like 20 minutes south, 45 here. So I'm going down there and I'm like, oh crap, the exit where I got to get off on 20 heading east, it's just backed up for miles. I'm like, shit, I'm on my bike. So I'm like, well, I'm on my bike. There's an outside lane here. There's an outside lane here. So I just roll along like first, second gear, just cruising right by. Nobody's going to give me a problem. But there's other motorcycles.
Little jam.
Sitting here like,
your envy showing.
In fact, there was a Dallas police officer on the outside lane. I just rolled right on by that one too. I'm thinking, wonder what might happen here. I'm like, look, there's enough room for a car to get through. Can't go as fast as I can in this outside lane with the pylons and stuff. I went around the whole thing, right, and ducked into it outside where I could get.
Have a good night. Love you.
Just work my way through. Now, most people would say that's against the law. Okay, see you later. I got to be somewhere. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I think, in Dallas, it's against the law how long they've been, working on the roads there. It's a total racket going on there. So, every time I go through Dallas, I'm like, it's like, what the hell? I've been coming through here for like, I think about 20 years. I used to drive across the country, and occasionally I come down to Dallas, because
Your mom let me use her spare room. It's in the laundry room, but you know how she likes to ride the dryer. So I get to stream and a show. Tell her thanks next time you see her.
Beautiful. And so I came through there on my way back here to Florida, from Lake Tahoe, and it took me down through Dallas. I'm like, oh, here we go. Fortunately, it was late at night, but it was still a mess. I was like, oh my God, how long are they going to milk this thing? Somebody's got to be making lots of money.
Yeah.
No doubt. Look, it's like any other Democrat-run city. It's just,
Yeah.
it's a ball of freaking corruption.
The Democrat-run cities.
How filthy this place is, and we're getting 500 Haitians a day.
Ooh.
Fix it, motherfuckers. That's your town.
The judge is
Start local. That should be what you're worried about. Worried about goddamn what's going on in the White House and what kid Nancy Pelosi ate last week. Go out and fucking fix it.
Samaniego. And he's also, he's not listening to the Texas governor, Abbott, who I think is a rhino anyway, but he's enforced the masks in El Paso against the governor's wishes, and he's letting 500 a day come in, Haitians. It's sick.
I said the other day, I was like, come on, Abbott, let's lock that border down. You know what, stop being a rhino and do your job. People are coming across that border like crazy. It's your job to protect Texas. Screw the federal government. And
God bless Texas, I believe. That's part of it.
I think they had like over a mile long, row of police cars, and they're putting up fencing finally. So yeah, finally moving in the right direction with that. But still, there's like we're talking about, there's over 1 million people just this year alone have come across the border. And Juan was talking about how he knows a woman that's down there that works for the medical professions, and she's checking people
like them.
There's men. She says there's men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are saying they're children, and they're letting them come in as children.
Well, they identify as a child.
They identify as a child. Okay. And on top of that, there's men coming across with brides that are like 12, 13.
But that's okay. See, it's okay because they're immigrants. That's how they play this card. If you go to Del Rio right now, there's tens and thousands.
Wait. Aren't you guys bringing Elvis back and he had like a 14-year-old child bride?
Over here, but what's happening is they're coming here to El Paso. They're being circumvented over here, and it's like
while you were gone, I got so desperate I bought a tomahawk.
El Paso, Texas is so liberal.
Send it to me. I got some shit I want to chop up.
And the only way that Beto has a chance is because Abbott is a rhino.
And cartel money.
Yeah, Abbott is such a rhino that actually Beto O'Rourke actually has a chance. It's like, I can't believe, he's announced he's running for governor. That's scary to me. And the fact that it could be a win for him because Abbott, look, there's no reason this border should be so out of control the way it is right now.
No.
It shouldn't even got to this point with Abbott, unless, I wonder to myself, and we all know that the White Hats have a hand in a lot of this. But sometimes I wonder, maybe he's being told to let this get out of van for a little bit. Maybe let this go off.
Yeah, that's like a chandelier ring light. He's like, I just want to look like the beauty YouTubers. How do they get that thing in their pupil?
Go off the charts a bit because to let the people see.
Oh.
What is your thoughts on that? Because I often wonder that, because it's just, to me, this is so irresponsible. It has to be done on purpose.
Well, I don't get Abbott, Mike. I don't get it. I mean, I sometimes these guys look like they're on our side, and then the other times it's blatant when they're not. It's like, this is why I believe that these people. Oh, by the way, we got somebody in here. Our first milk toast pussy with dirty diapers, proud American. How are you, bro? Man, you're
our milk toast pussy with. He's obsessed. He is literally obsessed. They got dirty diapers. I can smell their diapers. They need to be changed.
Must be proud. There we go through. I got to come back to this on Abbott, but can you imagine?
What's up, Atsuko?
Somebody was jumping all over Mike Jaco the other night, last week or something. I'm like, I had to weigh in on this, right? So I'm like, imagine their parents out to dinner with a couple of friends, right? And so one of the parents are saying, so I heard your son got a scholarship to Pepperdine, full ride. Like, oh yeah, must really be smart. You must be proud. Yeah. And what's going on with your son? Oh, he just started his 4th body shop. He's got like 4 around the county, doing really well. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, the Intel lady did milk toast pussy. That was a good one.
Your son, what, or daughter? So what are they up to these days?
By the way, if you want to check out Intel Lady, for some type of weird fetish reason, I believe if you go to patriothunkers.com, it takes you right to her channel. It's weird, but it works every time.
Well, they're a troll. Like a troll. What's a troll? You know, like on YouTube. You know, like a milquetoast pussy. They're like, oh.
Do they get some of these they get paid to do this shit, right?
Check, please.
They get paid to do. Here we go. They get paid to do this shit. The money's just rolling in.
Oh, they get paid. Yeah, they get paid. I was talking about this the other day, and I was banging on them too. I was like, God, can you?
Who the fuck gets paid?
And like, you know, you get paid like, what is it, 30, maybe 40,000.
Who the fuck gets $30,000 or $40,000 a year? Who gets paid to tell people that you all are lying? Who? I have yet to meet a person that's like, the troll agency just sends me a list of names they want me to talk shit about every week. Pretty good at it. I usually get a 3 or 4 star review. I've had 2 5s in the last week, moving up in the world.
$1,000 a year. No, that's like a lot. What's going to happen? You know, you're like, oh, I'm working for the deep state. You know, I'm doing good. They're going to take care of me. Oh yeah, they're going to take care of you. Once this
what? Where is this deep state that everybody's working for? Where?
all ends, you know, you guys are going to be not existing.
Like, I'm not lying. I'm already doing it. If someone knows who to contact to where I also get a check for it, call me. Like, it can be my job. That's fine. I'll file taxes and everything. I'm already doing it anyways. If you just want to send me a list of people that you want me to roast week in and week out, and here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
About these people?
I'll even write a disclosure that says this video contains a paid promotion.
Anything? What they must look like. That's what's scary.
I'll tell you what they look like. Purple hair, pasty, overweight, probably wearing a mask in their basement.
Some of them, and then some of them, are in, nice rooms, CIA funded.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're clowns in America, milquetoast pussies. It doesn't matter who you work for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so they're clowns and Americans and milquetoast pussies. Doesn't matter who you work for. Doesn't matter if you have purple hair in your basement or you got a nice room.
Right. Anyways,
what the fuck?
Hostile fork and bye-bye. See ya. The governor. Here's what I have to say to this. It's kind of like Reagan. When he would take the stage, a podium, a national address. No cards necessary, no speech necessary. Why? If you have a philosophy, right? If you have a certain philosophy, it doesn't matter what the question is ever, even if you're not an expert on all aspects of whatever it could be, economics, trade, whatever. If you have a philosophy, the answer is pretty easy because that answer fits in the parameters of this philosophy. If you
look, CIA checks cash just as well. CIA checks cash just as well as every other check.
Politician, they gotta do this. Where's
promise?
What's the barometric pressure? Testing the polls, all that kind of bullshit. So when I look at these guys who make a move on a certain policy initiative or issue or something that is rankling society, they're going to make a decision based on a.
Not only is Lil Jam so fucking triggered when I'm live, when I'm not live, she goes to other people's channels to ask how I'm doing. Where's he at? Where's he been?
Philosophy.
We need to know.
Continuity across every other decision they make. When they go like this from here, and then you're like, oh, that's a good guy. And over here, this is a person that's being paid. They're working by the deep state. They're playing the instrument to the notes that they're told to play it so we can hear certain things at certain times. Abbott's a Bush acolyte. You're talking about an establishment politician forever. I don't care who you are. I don't care how conservative, how principled, how great a family man. These guys it's like, do you let your kids hang around drug addicts and drug dealers? No. Why? Because they'll become a drug addict or a drug dealer. Do you let your kids hang around the milquetoast pussy? No. Why? Because they're going to become a milquetoast pussy. If you're hanging around all these criminal politicians, you're not.
Would you let a middle-aged man who seems to be obsessed with assassinating political candidates who disagree with him, has no signs that he is heterosexual or has any children of his own, killed his own father, hang around with your child? No, because you don't want your kids to be touched inappropriately and or killed.
Insulated from them, you're in the mix. It's inevitable. If I was in there now, I'd be thrown out pretty quickly, obviously, because I find ways to blow shit up like that. But for the most part, people are going to absorb that mindset, that energy, whatever it is, acquiesce to all of it, and eventually they're going to be co-opted because they're a human being. You have very
human
few
nature.
Reagans.
It really is human nature.
You have very few Reagans. You have very few Trumps, none, or Kennedys.
I think that some of them are. I do think that there are some people. There are some people that are here to rile up the crazies, and I think that I can't say that it's like the government or it's like the CIA or it's like this person, but it's definitely part of a plan, right? So there was one of the documents that was recently put out warned about mass protests and violence coming to political leaders because of election stuff, because of COVID stuff, because of lockdown stuff, and because of influencers who were riling that stuff up. It's just like the feds when they're like, hey, you guys want to go kidnap somebody? We're angry, right? And then they disappear on the day of the kidnapping. Everybody else gets arrested. There's going to be influencers that do it too. I guarantee you, we do it in other countries. We're doing it here.
But so when I look at this vacillation of
the U.S. government pays influencers, social media influencers, to sow dissent in foreign countries that we don't agree with their government. Social media is extremely fucking powerful for shit like that.
In their decision making, deep state. I don't care if they make a decision that weighs in our favor. If they're violating their own philosophy and principles of freedom and liberty, deep state. Period.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And what's going to happen is as this thing crumbles for them, as it's crumbling now, and
learn how to ride a motorcycle, gift certificate.
Like we've done in the past, and like we're seeing now in Australia, and we're seeing in Switzerland right now. There's thousands and thousands of people outside of Rothschild's castle, so they're banging on the doors right now. So it's real close. It's real close to cooking off for these guys, and they know it.
155. You must not be updating this quick.
You got to get the Jabberdo, and those guys are like,
I heard that. I saw that.
Man. And we're talking
155 on YouTube and 20 some on Facebook.
There's probably at least a third of the SEALs.
I didn't see Mark and Carolyn tonight. I bet you they didn't notice I went live because I started so late.
That are saying, F you.
I have an interview next week.
Coming out and saying that if you don't get the Jabberdo, you should be court-martialed and dishonorably discharged. Now, I was in Iraq.
Wow.
I was in Iraq when they said that all of Saddam Hussein's former military, they could have paid them, kept them underwage, like he had the retired guys, and they said, because you work for Saddam Hussein, we're cutting all your pay. I was like, these guys are gonna friggin' blow up. Are you kidding me? That's what's gonna happen to these guys. You get the elite of the elite, and you're going to kick them out the door. It's going to blow up in their face, big time.
100%.
Do you think that maybe, because we all know what Biden was put here to do? He was a Trojan horse.
Sure.
for the dismantling and destroying of America.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that maybe he doesn't care if the SEALs quit and if the military quits, because that just gives them more of a reason to bring in the UN on our soil? Peacekeepers, hey, they don't want to take the jab, they're health hazards. We got special camps for those people. I mean, I know this is all planned. If it's not stopped, if we don't stop this, if this doesn't get turned around, which we know it's going to, but if it doesn't, then that's what their plans are. And they want to bring the UN as peacekeepers on American soil because we won't have a military anymore.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, that's definitely the plan. They want to destroy America completely, empty the jails in other countries and send them across the border, flood the border. Jack up, everything's going up in price.
Inflation's off the charts.
I think inflation's off the charts.
I think we're doing good for a channel that doesn't sell opium. Honestly, we've hit a couple of dead spots because of the strikes for harassing and bullying, but I think we're doing pretty good, growing pretty steady,
pushing people to do
I mean, I'm not going to go to another channel and make an exact copy of their channel, and then ask all their subscribers to come subscribe, and then do a separate version of their show several hours after their show's over.
The jabber do. So they're losing their jobs. You still have people on unemployment. And one of the things they're doing is they're bringing people across because they're going to pay them a lot less. And those people that think they're going to get their jobs back at some point, they're not. And of course, they're living, rent free for over a year. And so they're not going to have a place to live. They're not going to have a job. They're not going to have any money.
Yeah, but the most important factor in all of this is what you're saying right now is true. Inflation is going up. People are losing their job. They're being forced to take the vaccine. They don't want to take it. They lose their job.
Right.
Well, then, and you add that with opening the border where everyone's just coming in that can't get jobs. Well, what does that add up to? That adds up to crime, a huge spike in crime.
Right.
When people can't work and inflation is through the roof, no one can afford anything. Well, crime goes up. People that usually don't would be tempted. People that aren't tempted to participate in any criminal activities, all of a sudden are looking at it like it's an option.
And they're
so
doing
now,
crime always goes up with poverty.
They're taking down the police force.
Yeah.
So it's one thing stacked against another.
Perfect storm.
Perfect storm. So they think they.
My favorite quote is like, "What is the truth is like the truth is like the truth is like the truth is like poetry, and people fucking hate poetry. Most people fucking hate poetry."
But like I said, just like we're seeing in Australia, what's
up, Stephanie?
Once you put boots on the ground, which they will have to do at some point to enforce this, Americans will turn on them. You try and put Americans in camps. We have more guns just in Florida than the whole military does.
Yeah.
And probably the same thing in Texas.
You just moved to Florida like a week ago.
Bet. So that's just 2 states. Now the other states are pretty jacked up too. So you want to play? Okay, we're going to force this. Now I think that most police are good because they're in their communities, which is different in Australia because they send the police from different provinces and so forth, whatever they call those. They're different places, and we call them states. I forget what they call them there in Australia, but so they move their police around. Now our police are community driven. They work and they are dedicated to the community because they live in it and they know everybody. They're not going to most police are not going to screw around. Now some of them are in bed with the evil, corrupt politicians, like we see in a lot of Democrats, states and counties and so forth. But most police are, law-abiding, constitutional. If you have a constitutional sheriff, you're gonna kick some butt. So right there, you're winning. And if you link with them, and then they try and come in and play any of these games, you will crush them out as a group. So we're going to see individual things, just like we saw during the Revolutionary War. We saw the British coming to arrest local leaders and seize arms and ammo and stuff like that. They got hammered, and then he sent more, and those people got hammered, and then the war was on. So once we identify who the enemy is, once the deep state puts boots on the ground, Americans are going to turn on them. You send the UN in, we'll take them. We'll take them down. Send China.
Send them in first.
Send the whole world. We will defeat.
Yeah.
We've done it. We defeated the whole world before, right? So it's going to be done. And if they want to play that game, which they're trying to do, at some point, that's the way it's going to work. At some point, it will get kinetic, in my honest opinion.
You look at how that happens, where they maintain control and order. Let's just talk about a police officer going into a neighborhood or whatever. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you, UN people, if you're planning on getting on a boat or planning on coming here, I'd say goodbye to your family for the last time.
Absolutely.
None of you are going home.
No.
I promise you. Even if you're retreating and you're going to try to get on a ship and go back because you give up, trust me, you're not going.
There will be no retreating.
No retreating.
No.
But here's if you have a barbaric society like hundreds of years ago, Attila the Hun, back in those times, who there was,
when this all nothing goes down,
raping, pillaging, it was wanton destruction if somebody wanted to commit that destruction, especially if they rolled in with a vast.
The truth is all that'll be here.
Number, a village, your army, whatever. So that would cause people to recede.
What's up, Tiger?
It's just a numbers game. We built a society, a structured, orderly society, based on Aristotelian philosophy, and then we create these layers of. First, it's an agreement among society, among the leaders, because the leaders that had these liberal educations, I'm not talking today's liberals, I'm talking Washington, Jefferson, they were able to inspire the people to follow let's say, path of light, Aristotelian philosophy, where man as in an end, not to the state, but to himself, his first happiness, and connected to our creator. But so we create this perception that here.
That's not true. So all laws and rules and even basic civility is always based on a perceived form of aggression or violence. So like when laws are passed, you're afraid the state's going to enact violence or take away your movement or lock you away or take part of your money, and some of that comes with violence. If you don't pay that, it comes with violence. If you don't go to court, it comes with violence. If you don't go to jail, it comes with violence. All of that's enacted with negative repercussions.
Here's a legal framework, or here's a lawful structure, and we're all going to participate in it and abide by it. We're a nation of laws. So that means that when you adopt that philosophy, that means you can send 1 or 2 police officers into a town or a city, county, village, whatever neighborhood, and there's 4,000 people there. And they're giving orders to these people. You need to do this, 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 this. And they bark these orders, and everybody replies to their commands. Oh my goodness, they're a police officer, so I have to do that, right? That's how you keep order. And that's how you keep these kind of people safe. Mm-hmm. That changes if the philosophy of the nation changes, where they're going to kill us. It's kill or be killed. That goes away instantly. It's like, now we outnumber. And I've been saying this since I started at Tipping Point. We outnumber them by the billions. We outnumber them by the billions. We just stand up. A fraction of us stand up. And you know how it is, Mike. It's when the energy starts, even a guy that doesn't want to go kinetic, if you're in that energy field, that bubble, that frequency starts going up and up. Before you know it, that calm guy's like, he's in, because it's that temporal field. That's why we automatically win at the point when we get to that tipping point, when people in society say, I'm done, bring it. And then it's that energy spreads neighbor to neighbor, family member, and everybody sort of collectively makes this conscious decision without even saying it.
Right.
We're fucking done. We're fucking done. You want to come in here? You're not going home. And that's when the whole thing tips. Hopefully these police officers who look, we have great reverence for law enforcement. I come from a law enforcement military family. Love these guys. I'm always on the street for decades everywhere. Thanks for serving. Go by, walking across the street.
I've read Executive Order 83. It's that's the one where they're building extra shit at the hospitals to house patients for hospitals that seem to be overrun. But it still has to meet a couple different approval standards. All it waives is some construction requirements and inspections.
Always so much reverence. But if they bring this shit to us, that is never going to fly. And it's only probably a small core group who are cowards that will not stare down the police commissioner or the mayor, but they're going to cave in. They're absolutely going to cave in. And once again, we'll say the same to police officers that you guys enforce this shit. Same thing.
That's right. Use the hashtag season 2 wild as fuck.
You know what I'm also paying attention to, and I'm sure you guys are as well, is this is the perfect storm brewing. But as they're dismantling America, as Biden is here,
I'm going to skip ahead some. I'm getting bored.
Down the fucking toilet. A war strategy, in my opinion. What I'm watching here is China. They're also taking off all.
I don't want to miss anything, but I'm skipping ahead some.
Americans at heart, and if something gets pushed, we're going to link up. Like the three of us, we would be like a force that would be unbelievable. FBI informants, and we saw, we're going to see more of it. We're going to see. I'm calm
because we know we're going to win.
But when I kick, I'll be like breaking necks and it'll be like insane.
Your temperature starts to rise.
FBI is like, what are you doing? They're trying to, set up Americans. So it doesn't matter that, no one showed up. It made the press. So now people are confused. Don't be confused. If it comes down to it, we're going to know who the jackasses are in our group, and we're going to eliminate them. Right. And you don't, like we're talking about right now, you don't want to be that person that's playing those games. Because like we're talking about, trolls, you name it. You don't want to be that going forward. Doctors saying the wrong thing, killing people. Don't want to be that going.
You don't. Is this a threat? You don't want to be trolls going forward. You don't want to be doctors going forward if you're saying the wrong thing.
Because this stuff is going to shift. When it shifts, it's going to be ugly, and people are so on fire right now. But
I like ugly. Bring me ugly.
Because we know we're going to.
But when I kick, I'll be like breaking necks and. Dude, be like insane.
Your temperature starts to rise.
I'm sorry, Little Jam. Do you feel left out? Come over here. I'll feed you straight from the tap. Get you some protein.
I'd like you to give me a call. I want to come and spend a weekend down at your place. I want to hear shit happens. I'm going to get it on camera. So I want to watch it.
Watch. Yeah. It
well, that's why they're. That's
see discernment.
I don't know if you guys heard this, but W. Bush said the only thing that's more dangerous than jihadists are the the Patriots. George Bush said this.
Well, you know what?
I can't make fun of his head. My head's pretty rough.
We are fork and dangerous to them. It's the scariest thing they've ever faced. Patriots.
Oh yeah.
These are cabal. They're cabal players. They're not U.S. presidents. These are cabal players that are trying to kill us. Look how many people George W. Bush killed. Of course, we're dangerous to them. It's not even doublespeak. It's the truth. They just.
I love when they go to, they're not real presidents, but somehow Trump was. They're also, Joe Biden swore in 11 minutes early, but no one says anything about Trump swearing in 16 minutes early. Like it, oh. Scott's getting smaller. He has a bad case of osteoporosis, and oops, I killed my dad.
The population still believe that they're good people, and people like us are dangerous to them. But
but that's why they're going to go after extremists. They're going to start labeling people extremists, people that, like what we do, guys. I mean, I'm not, they're going to come after people voicing their opinion for America and call you an extremist, the new terrorist, white. They can't ever get me for white supremacy because I'm Mexican.
Yeah, you look white to me.
True, but I'm just saying, that's what they're going to be doing.
Wow, what a shot at his heritage.
And think about all the rallies Trump had, and the thousands upon thousands of people, even in El Paso and Beto O'Rourke. I think it was like 60,000 plus people were there in the parking lots and all around. I didn't even know that many Trump supporters were in El Paso. But think about all the people that they're labeling as terrorists or extremists in this country, just taking that shit right now, pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Getting sick and tired of being called names like bigots, homophobe, terrorist, extremists. I mean, they're turning it over on us, and we outnumber them.
Yeah. There you go. You said 60,000. Mike said, why don't they need to be organized? Right there. Just El Paso, 60,000 people. And here's what happens when it goes off. It spreads so fast. Why? Because the rest of the population sees what's going on over there, and they're like, yeah, these scumbags here, what do? Boom. And these people have nowhere to hide because, and then as it spreads, somebody who wouldn't be involved in going after these people, they'll be like, there's one right there. They'll be pointed out. Hey, there's another one. There's nowhere to run. There's just nowhere to run. Mel was saying last night, same thing. They're now labeling us as terrorists, domestic terrorists. I said, they can go fork themselves. I got a global audience. I'm a global terrorist. Don't freaking insult me like that.
I know, right? I'm motivating everybody all over the world. And I did do a video one time like that, and it got taken down. I lost my channel on that one video. So
which one?
They don't like this. They don't like what we're talking about right now. So if we were openly talking about this, trying to get people motivated, hey, get together. No, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. But like we're talking about, Paul Revere, Paul Revere, it's it'll happen. If it needs to happen, it'll happen. It's shut down the internet. It doesn't matter. We'll know.
It's amazing to me that we've actually reached that point. I thought so many times.
I didn't show you guys this when Groyper first made it, I don't think. Hold on just a second. Look at this. Groyper's a guy who makes a bunch of the different memes and shit we use here and sends them to me. And some of them I save for later, and then some of them, like, I forget. Like this one I forgot to show. Look at this one. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Oh, Groyper's hilarious. @_Groyper on Gab. @_Groyper on Gab exclusively. If you have a Gab account or you want to make one and follow him, he's hilarious.
Times in my life, like maybe in my kids' generation, or my kids' lifetime, but I cannot believe no. This is happening in my 40s, in my mid 40s now. I can't believe it, dude. I thought I'd be like either my late 80s or dead when something like this happened in America. I can't believe it came that fast.
I can't either. I can't believe I'm still alive. So I'm like,
there's two of us.
Because I'm still here. I'm like,
oh, there was it looks like there was a buy me a coffee that didn't come through. It might have been when I got disconnected. I have missed 99 News with Ollie so much. That was from TC Engelman. Thank you very much for that. We're going to try to have the kids on when I've got this. Like, literally right now, I got like shit balanced and sitting here like I'm afraid to move too much. So like fucking shit will fall over. But when I get this set up better and some monitors mounted and shit, I'll probably have the kids come by sometimes. They won't be able to do it every night because I won't be with them and they've got, school and stuff. Even if I got to go live during the day or record a message from during the day, I'll have some stuff from the kids.
So I'm just going to go full on because You piss off like an old veteran like me. Oh boy, because we thought we were like, done. But if they're in our country now, oh buddy. So
I mean, that's what
I can tell you the veterans are hot, and I get it all the time. I say, Mike, I'm with you. So I'm like, yeah, if it
For a completely different reason than you psychopaths. So
goes down, I know we're good. We'll make this happen.
And there's in Holloman Air Force Base right here by White Sands, thousands upon thousands of Afghanistan are there now. And I was talking to somebody on the plane about it, and he was actually, he got a big contract. He was all happy. He was sitting next to me. He got a big contract because he's doing the air conditioning or something in the camp.
Oh, he watches the show. He mentions it too much to not be watching it.
When Trump gets reinstated, man, these they send all their asses back. I go, this is not, to me, and I'm just saying this for me, this should be intolerable. This is not something that we should allow. Just come on in, free reign. Anybody just comes on in. But no, he's like, well, man, I know you. If you're around him, you feel sorry for him. It's this and that. I'm like, I go, what trades do they have? What skills do they know? English? Do they know anything? No. They're what is it? Shiite Muslim. A lot of them. They have a different moral background. They have they're cut from a different fiber. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. A lot of them. Now, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying there's probably some good ones that came here that want to have a good life, but they come with a different moral fiber, ethic background that.
CM, thanks for stopping by, man.
It's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard for us to believe in our era, our generation, because even though you don't have civics, these kids for probably 20 years haven't had civics.
Yeah, and then I'll clarify. The kids are a different thing. But I'm talking about the men that are coming here.
Oh yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
the kids are a different thing.
We have a hard time getting our head around how could somebody not be proud of this country we live in. It's the greatest country in the world. It's got its faults, but how could they actually succeed in these generations, the last two, maybe three, to hate the country? Like, we're so bad. Look around. We could hate the country if we looked at.
So that's just a misconception. The generation that's coming up now, that's reaching voting age and down to like driving, is actually one of the most right-wing generations that we've had in forever. Now, it's still not the majority. It's not like greater than 50%. It's not the majority. Let's say the past 3 or 4 generations have been like 10% conservative. This is double that, so it'd be like 20% conservative or somewhere around there. I'm not certain on the numbers, but it is more conservative than the past. I think they said 4 or 5 generations at that time. Typically the older you get and the more wealth you secure, the more conservative you get.
Everybody besides Kennedy, Reagan, and Trump, and all these other scumbags, we could easily hate the country, but not for the reasons that they do. So, again, we all grew up as patriots. The general. I wouldn't have known anything else. It's just.
I can't use Wi-Fi, Little Jam. Thank you, though. I have to have hardwired, like Ethernet.
Here's a guy that was
Cat 5 or better.
Lifestyle that he did, and that wasn't a rich man. He's middle class, but he always defended the rich. He always, when it was businessman defending the businessman, and obviously was really tied to the soldiers and these unnecessary wars. I don't know if I'm lucky. I don't know if it would have been like that for me anyway.
I paid for the internet, actually, but thanks for pointing that out, I guess.
I hope you don't mind. Mike, I want to ask you a question. That video that you or Tracy Joe sent over, I pulled it up and I want Americans to know what's happening and why we're doing what we're doing. But I think that people need to see this thing. And I think how many minutes it is. This thing's like 6 minutes long. I'm going to play this. It'll take us to the top of the hour, and then we got some more to talk about. But I want people to see what's really happening in this country, why we're so confident that this shit show is going to come to the ground.
The Larry Gators Nino show, if it's not up on YouTube tomorrow, like if the bishop doesn't share it, then it's on Nino's Corner, and I have an insider that can get me the videos off Nino's Corner.
Watch this lady take on the school board here. You have to hear this, because I watched this today. I was so pumped up. I got on Telegram. I'm like, and here's the thing. You don't judge books by their cover, ever. Because before this lady says a word, you look at her, she's in the school board. Watch this. This is absolutely fabulous how this lady dismembers these ice holes.
Oh, God. Now we got to watch this.
And she is absolutely.
Yeah, Yori, this dick.
Over the coals while they're way hot. Just check this out.
I'm here to ask this school board 2 questions. I respectfully reclaim my time for any and all of your responses. I'd first like to say I have done my research. I have here documentation from Johns Hopkins and OSHA that prove that the mask and the ppm that's being caused through the mask, which is, it's science, you know, stuff that people don't want to talk about right now, prove that they're dangerous, not only to the adults who are sitting around wearing them, but most importantly to the children. I also have a letter here that was sent to the superintendent.
By the way, this microphone arm, best investment I've ever made. Like, I had it I had it mounted to the desk. I had it mounted to the camper. Now I got it mounted to the shaggin' wagon.
Talking about the funds that the state of Illinois and the federal government were going to give them. And then I kept on searching and I kept thinking, with all this information about how dangerous these masks are, and then not to mention this experimental gene therapy they're calling a vaccine, why would this school keep doing this? So I decided to follow the money. And I went through report after report after report. And then suddenly right there in the school letter itself, operational strategy for K through 12 schools, phase prevention, CDC, COVID-19, right here, completely against the Nuremberg Code of the United States of America. I want to ask you this question to this board. Are you in possession of or slated to receive any state, federal, or private funding and or grants from any entity on the condition of universal masking, vaccine, which I guess, again, is experimental gene therapy, or any other COVID-related protocols for staff or students in the entire Vandalia, Illinois school system? Yes or no? It is a yes or no question. Are you receiving any funds under those conditions or aren't you? Or are you slated to receive them if you don't have them now?
I don't remember Heidi Riley. Brianna Nicole Brianna, Madison Marquette, of course. I don't remember Heidi Riley.
Which right here says universal masking, universal vaccine coming. Right here, this is the rules we're following, and I have the letters to show it. I'd also like to inform you that I am aware that the state of Illinois received $5,054,988,054 for their COVID-related. Right here, this here.
That hits different.
This here school system, just the Vandalia school system, for complete full compliance gets $5,750,647. And they said it's $3,946.91 per student. That same CDC paperwork right here states all students have access to learning. All students, not just the disabled who say they can't wear a mask, or not just the ones who are disenfranchised, but all students are entitled to it, who have common sense, and then the parents who have the common sense to do their own medical research and say, no, I'm not going to do that to my kid. That's not healthy for him. We've got evidence right here. It's not healthy. We don't want to do that. And they've learned that the masks are very dangerous to them, especially children. We're told to leave school or comply. This has happened to my family, so don't tell me that it doesn't. No middle ground, no distance learning with computers, told to turn laptops back in. You can't have it. If you're not rolled, you can't have it. But you can't be rolled because you're not going to be at school. You miss another day, truancy's coming after you. You put us in a corner and you're getting paid to make children. So the question I have, the second question, which obviously I've just proved to you that number one is the answer is yes. Number two, who got the money and what'd you do with it? I just walked up a sidewalk out here. It's not even swept. You got $5,750,000 and some odd more dollars. What did you do with it and which pocket is it in? Because right now, this isn't happening. So I got one last statement for you before I go. The Nuremberg Code of the United States of America says the voluntary consent of the human subject is absolutely essential. This means that the person involved should have legal capacity to give consent, should be so situated as to be able to exercise free power of choice without the intervention of any element of force, fraud, deceit, duress, overreaching, or other ulterior form of constraint or coercion, and should have sufficient knowledge and comprehension of the elements of the subject matter involved as to enable him to make an understanding and enlightened decision. Hiding $5,750,000 from us and then telling us that you're masking our children for their health is unconscionable. Again, I have just one little final statement here. Just give me 1 second. You are violating the U.S. Constitution of the United States. I don't care what mandate the state of Illinois gives. You are violating the rights of these children, the rights of these parents, and your own conscience. If you just press to that flag, you are standing against it when you do this masking, this universal stuff to get that money. I'd rather see this school in ashes than to see you sit there with your pockets full while you suffocate our children with diapers on their faces. Not only that, but I have seen these children say to me, to my face, that they're letting us wear it on our chin now. We just have to wear it on our chin. but we got to put it on when we're. So you're teaching them to lie on top of deceiving them into doing something. We are sovereign citizens of the United States of America, and I stand with that flag and the Constitution and the Nuremberg Code that goes with it. You have no power. You have no power to usurp the rights of our children or the authority that we have over our children. And because they're not old enough to speak for themselves, we stand and speak for them. We the people have had enough. You are on notice. You will all be gone if you don't change your ways right now. With that, I yield.
Ooh, new
Tell you
hero,
what,
man.
man.
That's a hero right there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You will all be gone.
you will all
You heard that, lady.
what
Pay
you
attention.
what you see there was once thought an endangered species, a Patriot Street Fighter in Illinois, but it is not endangered. They're out there.
Everybody's Scott's
I
fan.
was just going to bring that
Of
up.
course.
Looking, the doctors and all them, but what about the school boards that are enforcing this unconstitutional bullshit?
Same thing, dude. And nobody escapes. We saw that
Nobody.
our military back channel said nobody escapes. Nobody walks.
I wish COVID would have been all right, so when it first happened and we were watching shit in China, they were like welding people in their homes. They were they come out with this thing saying that it might be spread by family pets. They were like throwing dogs off roofs. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on. And like I was scared about it too. Like I told my family like stock up on groceries. There's gonna be a run on groceries and of course like shit like toilet paper. And this is like before it happened. Like we gotta be ready and prepared and blah blah blah. I think that the virus might be bad, but it seems like the rush on everything is going to be a lot worse. And we were kind of worried about it and shit before it even got here. But then when it got here, and we got a lot more light on it, and they were basically pushing fear porn on the news to keep people's attention on it. They needed something to talk about, right? They pushed fear porn. They tried to hide all the stuff about it not being as bad as they thought, and tried to push a narrative that made it seem even worse. I wish they wouldn't have pushed it with the narrative that it was as bad as what they thought originally. Like I don't blame them for originally thinking how bad it was. I blame them for when information started to come out and say, "Hey, it's not that bad." They didn't immediately start spreading that, especially once it was confirmed and it was getting less and less and less and less and less, and they were still pushing it like it was the worst possible thing ever. And that's tainted a lot of people's views. There's a lot of people who mean well, who think they're helping, but they are so fucking scared of it from the original broadcast and the shit that still continues today. They're so fucking scared of it. They think they're making the right decisions, whether that be school board members or other parents or whatever. They think they're making the right decisions. And because they got hung up on the fear porn that was being passed around, and now if you spread anything other than the fear porn, well, you're a nut job, or you're crazy, or you don't believe, or you're one of those, or you make believe, or you get your information from YouTube. It's hard to break out of that cycle. If you bought the bait at first, it's hard to get away from the bait now.
Walks away from any of this. Nobody.
Health officials in all of these states and counties that are still mandating.
It's not this one. This one's 2 days old.
Have to wear masks. That pisses me off. We can go in there and it's like all of us, none of us have masks on, but the and stuff that are saying that.
I want to hear him explain milquetoast pussy for sure.
Come in without a mask, don't turn them away. Like I'm starting to see a lot of businesses handle it that way. But at PetSmart, when this all started, when the judge signed the order against Samaniego, I put them on blast on my Twitter, and thousands of patriots called them. Thousands.
Good.
Their phone was busy every time I tried.
Listen, you guys coming out, it's going to be remarkable because this is our second incursion. And, and the first one, you heard me talk about it. It was so incredible to meet all these people that are fighters, and they got busy. He has now built an organization of 1,000 people, 1,000, this in 5 months, and they're an active force. So I'm going to bring him on, and Jim is his mentor on doing all this, because Jim's done that most of his life, to meet this like just like myself on fire, because I was gonna take a picture with her, and I just looked at him, I was, really? He's like, yeah, she loves you, man. He's a cool guy that'll respond like that. And so he got connected up with Jim, and these people.
What? Hold on. I need to hear this.
Thursday led to that live stream that kind of went nuclear, but he has a guy who came to a Patriot Street Fighter event I had at Penn State, like back in April or May. It was in May, from New Jersey. Good looking dude, big guy. Freaking wife was like a stick of dynamite with a 1/4-inch fuse, beautiful, all fired up. And yeah, he just sat back and watched her like just light herself on fire because I was gonna, take a picture with her. And I just looked at him and I was, really? He's like, yeah, she loves you, man.
She was a stick of dynamite with a 1/4-inch fuse. And he just sat back and watched her light herself on fire because she was so excited that I was going to take a picture with her. She was getting all fired up. And he just sat back and watched. I bet he did. And he's like, is this okay? Yeah, man, she loves you. It's all cool. Scott wants so bad to be a fucking swinger, he can't stand it. While a man in his audience rubbed his penis through his hole in his pocket, while his wife hung all over Scott, letting him fill her 1/4-inch fuse. Maybe she was like one of those girly men from Thailand. Anyways, Scott was like, okay, yeah, you can watch. I'll sit on your lap after.
Cool guy that'll respond like that. And so he got connected up with Jim, and
a cool guy.
Never left my mind. They're just a great looking couple together. Well, he went back and they got busy. He has now built an organization of 1,000 people, 1,000. This in 5 months, and they're an active force. So I'm going to bring him on, and Jim is his mentor on doing all this because Jim's done that most of his life. But I'm going to have him tell the story about how they built. And I want people to hear, this is what you do. He did it organically on his own. He's never been in a position to do anything like this in his life, but that's what happens out there. So now imagine this, where we are.
That almost seems like a sideways pitch for a multi-level marketing. He didn't say what the organization of 1,000 people was. He didn't say what they did. He didn't say how they were helping. That almost sounds like a pitch for the MLM again, doesn't it?
At the state where they've really turned up the heat and they dialed that knob way up. And then we're out there running around the country. Mel's coming out with most of the stops. Yep. Jason Cisneros, the Bald Avenger's coming out. We got another Bald Avenger, Mike, too. So we're gonna have of course, Sasha Stone will be piping in remotely. So when you guys come out, and we got to have that discussion where you guys want to pop in, I'll bring in here and there, whatever, as much as you want. But what's going to happen is all of us getting out there, and you're getting to meet this audience that absolutely loves and adores you guys. The spark that's going to come off of these stops, I'm telling you, it's going to send this into a momentum phase like they're not even prepared for. So, folks, we've got the tour. It's out on Telegram. The tour schedule's on.
I can guarantee you one thing. Scott said they're going to send us into a momentum phase that they're not even prepared for. I'm assuming he's talking about what he views as the deep state, like the federal authorities and the federal government. I guarantee you they're prepared for it. There is paperwork on all three of these guys, a folder that contains every threat they've ever made, every snide comment they've ever put on video, in writing, over a phone call. These people are being monitored, guaranteed, because they're going to use that to prosecute their followers.
Telegram, we're going to.
These people will never show up and do something crazy. Scott won't, Nino won't, Jaco won't. They'll show up and rally people to do stuff crazy, or they'll do it remotely and get people to do stuff. They won't do it, but they'll use the statements and they'll use the videos that people watch, and they'll say, well, they consumed the type of media that told them to go do this and told them to go do that, and they were being fired up into a new phase, and the new phase is going to send them over the top, and nobody was ready for it, and they had to go take it back themselves, and they had to stand up, and it was time to go, and it's literally already in court cases. Go look at some of the extremist court cases when they talk about what type of media they consumed.
I'm gonna do a prayer vigil tomorrow at 12:29 a.m. right at the Kennedy Monument, a half block from Daly Plaza, honoring JFK, because we're gonna go out there and get his country back. And so we're gonna leave there. Gonna do Colorado Springs at Clay Clark's thing on Saturday, and then next Wednesday we're right there in Denver. The 29th it's at the Anthem Theater at 6:00. Tickets patriotstreetfighter.com are available. But that's where we kick this thing off. Then we're going to go up north Nebraska. Sturgis going to go out across the flyover states.
I wish I was still in their video. I can't make one of those Asian channels that just uploads their shit.
Reasonable, and then go to New England states, come down the East Coast. Getting your territory, Mike, coming back out west.
I just want you to go to DuckDuckGo or whatever secret search engine you use, Just go there. Make sure the government's not watching you. Get 2 or 3 VPNs and put yourself in incognito mode, and then maybe you can even go to Google, and then just type in fair use.
But we're going to do this. We're going to do it over the next 75 to 80 days. And folks, you're going to get to see some of your favorite influencers here online. You're going to come out and see, wow, they're real people. They're just like we are. There's nothing special about them. I mean, you have your favorite things about them, but when you see we're just all the same, we're all the same, you'll be stunned what you can do going out there on your own. Like Jeff's done up in New Jersey. That's what's going to happen. We get this momentum. This thing is a powder keg just waiting for a spark. We're going to bring that spark with all you guys coming out. So
I can't wait.
It's going to be, listen, there is no,
I need to get out there.
there's no greater experience here, in my opinion, I've never.
You're going to love it, David. The people are like unbelievable.
Mike had
you get lines of people. You'll have lines of people.
Yeah.
The whole time, and you're just like
hours.
meeting some amazing people, and they just love.
That is amazing. That's so cool.
When they were in Tampa, I wasn't there because I was down sick from Nashville to Tampa, and the people that were there in Tampa, I get so many emails about Mike Jaco. I kind of got a complex. I just killed the whole email address. I don't want to listen to this shit anymore. I don't even like them anymore. It's like, it's that the people.
He says that jokingly, but that's probably true.
Fighting, they're like to tell their stories.
His narcissism's on a different level, dude.
That's why I know we're taking the country back. You get out there and you be with these people. You're like, shit.
I know. You're like these people are not going to roll over. They're fighters. All of them, all the way down to the kids. So
yeah, that's the best part of the kids.
Yeah, the kids will be loading the magazines or whatever it takes.
That's awesome, man. Well, like I said before, we're gonna win, and you guys are doing a great job out there all the time. So I appreciate all the work you guys put in. You guys make this fun, man. I'm telling you, you make it fun. I keep getting kicked off of YouTube. I'm like, I'm coming back again because those guys are still out there, man. I don't hang up.
You might be good on this one. This one might actually last. I don't think we touched on the thing they have a problem with. So.
Yeah, but
I think it's just principle. They just want to take us down.
You shouldn't have said that. You're provoking me to throw a fork you bomb and start mentioning it like 15 times in a row. Don't do that. Let's try to keep this one up. You guys are on it for a while.
Yeah.
But so anyways, that'll be that's.
And by the way, this was his second to last show before they destroyed his channel.
So
it might have been on after this show, before the other one.
They'll have the time to do their shows, throughout the week. Yeah. But I think we'll throw in. I'm pretty sure.
Hey Valerie. Hey Huntsman.
I can't. I mean, I'll be busy, but I'll be like,
So there is basically, these people are growing like crazy. They're making money like crazy from their followers. I got into an argument the other day with the merch man, Ron Partain, Scott's handler. But there's an expiration date on their viewers. There's going to come a time where they can't move it's different for different people, okay? So, like, when it first started, I wanted to believe all that shit. I did. Like, I wanted to believe that it was going to be fixed, that it was going to be changed, that this was wrong, that they did this, that they did that. Me and my family talked about it, and what had happened and what we had all seen that night, and how weird it looked to us. This was back in November, but my expiration date and my bullshit meter was fucking off the charts in a couple weeks. There's an expiration date to everybody. Some of them are going to be fucking 10 years, and they're still going to be fucking ride or die, even when there's been another president elected. They're still like, oh, well, we're going to bring this back. Neither one of them count. And then some of them are, 3 months, 6 months, a year. We're coming up on the year anniversary. I think that's a big deal. When we get to 1 year from the thing that happened in November, we get to 1 year, I think that's going to be a big deal for a lot of people. They're going to be like, holy shit, we've been following this for a year.
We need to get a show in on Mondays, like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. I think we're going to put other stops in there along the way because people keep reaching out.
What got me was they were showing on the right-leaning stuff and on right-leaning websites and right-leaning influencers were showing very convincing stuff without full narrative, right? They were showing stuff that really bothered me, and then the video would cut off. And then if you found the whole video, it still looked weird, but they were setting it up much bigger, much, much, much bigger than what it actually was. If you have to overplay your hand, then you probably don't have the best hand. If I show you one ace and have to swear to you that the other one's an ace and I've got pocket aces and there's 2 aces on the board, I got 4 of a kind, and I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going all in, blah, 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 then you probably don't have that other ace, or you would be baiting me in, or you'd be biding your time, or you'd be taking it to court. They played their videos, and then they went above and beyond to make it seem like it was something that it wasn't, when they could have just laid it out there and said, hey, this is weird, but if you watch the rest of it, here's something that seems normal, and here's something that seems normal. But instead, they just said, here's weird, don't look anywhere else, just chant the same thing we're chanting. They overplayed their hand.
And they'll say, hey, how come you're not coming to my town or whatever? But, over that period of time, we're going to see a lot of people. And I think this is, I truly think that us all coming out over this next, say, 80.
I think the Arizona audit raised a lot of good points about how we need to secure our elections in the future, some changes we need to make, some stuff that needs to be done. What I don't think that it absolutely proved anything that we didn't kind of already suspect. Not to mention that those are just allegations. What I was saying when I got cut off earlier is you can say, oh, well, there's, this 50,000, 100,000, 600,000, 20 million, whatever, votes that shouldn't count. But that's one side of one story. Someone else is going to go back through them, and the other side is already making their claims. Those are just allegations at this point, and one company says they're true. Another company's going to have to come in, and then they're going to say, well, it's not true. And they're going to say, well, you guys support Joe Biden. Another company's going to go in. Then they're going to have third parties. Then they're going to have a government agency go in, if it even goes anywhere. It's not settled yet just because one company said this, and this. Because the counties and the state are already arguing it. They were arguing it when the draft was released earlier in the day.
80 days, 85 to 90 days. I think that's what the country needs. We need to just be out there. These little sparks run everywhere. We just bring out a squirt gun with gas in it and start hitting them. This thing's going to be ready to go when it's necessary. And you know what?
There's sparks everywhere, and Scott's bringing a squirt gun with gas.
Lady everywhere. Think if there was 1,000 people. There was a large capacity in that room. She said, think if that place was full and she.
Jay Hyde Ashbury, you can't mention camping around Mariah. It triggers her.
Sitting there. Think of the energy of the people behind her. It would just be like these guys, just like these other places, these school boards.
I know a bunch of guys, like a room full of guys like us saying, "Yeah, what you said. You better square this way."
You know what's also like when you watch that video and you just listen to a woman like that, just give a display. That's just unbelievable, right? And then they have nothing to say. The board just sits there quiet because they know they're fucking thieves and they know they're fucking what they're doing is bad. They know they're scumbags. They just know it, but they still just sit there. They just sit there, squirmy little bastards in their seats. They're not going to do shit. They're not going to do shit. Like, this is getting to that point, and we're getting there. And like you said, Mike,
I can agree with that, Steph Jones. One of the big things I think hurts the audit in Arizona is that company. That company was not approved by the federally recognized election auditing commission board thing. They didn't have the right licenses and endorsements that they should have, and I don't know how right leaning they were, but it looks bad. It looks really bad.
No one's gonna be spared, man.
Wait till the room's
like the company. As far as the company,
that room is full. Believe me. Their bones are rattling. They're so scared. Trust me. That's why all these other boards and these town councils, they just vacate. They don't just vacate and go home. They resign. They know it's coming. They know their head's going to be removed from their shoulders by the people in their neighborhood eventually.
Yeah, and they'll have the police protection there, and the police will be like, step aside. It's like, it's not going to be pretty.
Numbers. It's a numbers
game. I promise. I've been saying it for a long time. I've been seeing this. It's coming. The pushback is going to be intense.
Yeah, when the pendulum finally swings the other direction, man.
It's a wrecking ball.
I feel sorry. I mean, it's going to be bad. People are speaking up. The Great Awakening is here.
Mm-hmm. It's here. It's absolutely here. Well, we just need.
It's here. It's here.
Polish this thing up and drop it on them. That's pretty much all it's going to take.
I don't know what. To be fair, that kind of disappeared. The Kraken's gone. The Kraken is gone. We're going to release the Kraken, and that was a hell of a bluff to not really have anything. I hate that people who I admired and who seemed really smart and I appreciated, and even service members and generals and lawyers I respected for speaking truth to power and shit. I hate that they either either saw a way to make money or themselves were convinced of something that either didn't happen or did happen but can't be proved. Proven. Can't be proven.
I think it's coming, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the tour. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great to have you guys out. Well, thanks for coming on tonight. As always, this is one of our audience's favorite shows. Mine too, man. It's always great to see you guys. So certainly I'll be in touch with you guys in the coming week or weeks and narrow down.
Obviously, he's just mean.
Cancel other shit in your schedule and come out and hang out with me.
No, I'm in. I got to. I got to.
I'm definitely in too. I don't really. I'm retired, So
That's true.
You're good, Atsuko. Thanks for joining us. I should be streaming most days.
My
So
wife said, I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, I better go too then.
Yeah, you know how opposites attract, folks. That's just true. Opposites attract. Mike is cool hand Luke. Wait till you meet her.
Oh yeah.
yeah, for sure. That was one of the things that I got really upset about. The fact that they were using dead special forces soldiers in Germany and this fucking warehouse full of servers and Seidel or whatever the company's name was and extractions and Gina Haspel. Gina Haspel's working for a fucking company and probably making 10 times she was working for the government. She went right into a company. A bunch of Trump people went in that company.
He's a freaking pirate.
Tracy's cool.
Oh yeah.
You guys, that's another thing, man. Through all this, especially when I quit drinking, went sober, I lost a lot of friends, but man, I made some awesome new ones.
You met your family.
I consider you guys two of my new friends that I've made, and
man,
it's been awesome, man.
We're not your friends, we're your family. I've told many.
Yeah, you guys are family.
That's right.
The birth canal is not the identify of your family. This is.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a birth canal since you left that first one?
It's like brothers, man.
Yeah.
Totally.
This is the Alamo. This is the days, man. We're here again. It's amazing. I'm glad to be.
And that's another thing. That's good you brought that up, the Alamo, because that really brought America together. And America really was that's where America really gelled, I believe. The Mexican-American War. That's from that point on. Of course, Civil War.
I'm really curious to see how many. So, a good way to take down a charismatic leader with devout followers who seem like they could get rowdy or possibly violent. A good way to take those people down is through taxes when they don't file their taxes right. Hell, it works with the mob. It'll work with grifters as well. I'm really excited to see how they file their taxes. How many of them get audited? Who tried to hide all the money they received and not show it as income? I'm excited about that.
War not so good, but that strengthened us in some ways that we need to be strengthened.
Yeah.
World War I, World War II. So we're America is tight. America can survive, and America is going to survive. And this conflict is just going to bring us.
I don't have much respect for Flynn. I even did a show defending him when the FBI set him up. I've done 3 shows trying to defend Flynn. I really liked him as a person. I still like Mattis. I can't do Flynn anymore. I also don't like how he plays the Q stuff and then pretends that he doesn't.
Us together even more and make us better. Long run.
Yeah, that's a great point. This here is the hill we're willing to die on. It isn't the one they're willing to die. They're not willing to die at all. That's why they always cave in and buckle and run. That's why we win. I was going to say it, but they're MTPs. Yeah, so I had somebody reach out to me. Oh no, they sent me a letter. This was quite a while ago, and said, "Scott, I don't want you to think that I'm an MTP," and went into this little dissertation. I'm like, "What's an MTP?" And this person said, "Milk toast pussy." I'm like, oh.
Say it all the time.
I know. That's our army, man. That's our army.
Oh man. Well, can I ask a serious question? What is milk toast, man? I don't even know what milk toast is.
You know what? I've been using that term since I started the radio show. It just sounds.
All right, let me give the real explanation. Okay, if you look up this explanation, there's a couple different ones, but the oldest dated one was a comic strip that dates back, I think it's like the 20s, like 1920s or 30s. And there is this guy, and his name is literally Milk Toast. And the name of the comic strip was Milk Toast because they were trying to think of the plainest, type of nothingness that they could. And the comic strip about the guy is like, he's so plain, he's so regular, he's so indecisive, he's so timid, he doesn't stand up, he doesn't make any decisions, he's never rash, he never jumps to conclusions, and that leads to him getting into all kinds of like bullshit. And because they just didn't want to name it Milk Toast, they spelled it funny, like the MILQUE, milk, and I forget how they spelled toast, but that's the earliest reference that I can seem to find for it. And that comic strip was such a big hit, people started using Milk Toast for like indecisive, middle of the road, and plain. So like people call Tim Pool all the time Milk Toast because he rides the fence. He'll say something like, "Oh my God, you can't do this. This is against, the Geneva Convention." Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you guys are right. So they call him that all the time. But it seems to be a saying since the early 20s or 30s in the U.S., and it was because of how popular that comic strip ended up being. So let's see what his explanation is.
Oh, man. Well, can I ask a serious question? What is Milk Toast, man? I don't even know what Milk Toast is.
You know what? I've been using that term since I
Soft and
started the
soggy.
radio show. It just sounded like it was so defamatory. I thought it's going to make him
It
feel
does sound
more.
terrible.
Whatever it is, it makes it. Well, it's like whenever you're making, and then somebody asks me, "Do you know what it is?" I'm thinking in my mind, I don't want to give this answer because you're probably going to laugh at me because it's not even spelled that way. It's like MILQUE toast, right? And then somebody, I'm like, I don't know. They're like, "Well, you must be an MTP." They said it's when you take a slice of bread, you're going to make French toast, and you put it in the milk, or that whatever you do, you put it in a pan.
No.
If you leave it in too long, it gets real soggy and mushy and falls apart. That's what I just threw pussy on the end because it makes it even more defamatory and derogatory.
For a man.
Better, yeah.
So he admitted he doesn't know what it is. He just uses it because he thinks it sounds scary.
No, I try. We're not trying to insult the ladies out there. So
Yeah. Well, see, and I had a discussion with somebody the other night. I'm like, look, you have to understand something. That word to you signifies something other than what we're talking about, right? What we're saying.
Rudy Giuliani's banned from Fox News.
It's just relativity. We're using it, and like every word, many words have double meaning. That's just a different meaning. So one, we have great reverence for; the other, we have no respect for whatsoever. And it happens to be those clowns that are rolling through here, right? Yeah. If we're being straightforward here.
yeah, and when I'm with like the SEAL guys, it's the F-bombs and all the other stuff that flies. It's like you would be like, whoa.
Dude, I liked so one thing that I've never really liked Tim Pool sitting on the fence, but usually his first jump to before he starts backpedaling is usually something that I agree with. So he'll come out and say blah blah blah, and it'll be something I agree with, but then he always walks it back, so I don't really care for that. But when he had Alex Jones on the first time, I really liked the show. I really liked Alex Jones. I know Alex Jones conspiracies, and a lot of them aren't true and stuff. Some of them are, and you really have to wade through it. But I like Alex's personality. I like the energy he brings to the show. I like it for an entertainment factor. And I thought it was one of Tim's best shows the first time he had Alex Jones on. Then he made a reference to I forget what they call it. Like death tribunals, like old age, like killing people that are old age, euthanasia panels or whatever, and Bill Gates. And he made that quote and saying blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, he said something like, "We're going to kill you because you're old." And Tim immediately is like, "We can't say that. We can't say that on YouTube. We can't say that, blah, blah, blah. We can't say that." Well, the show stayed up. They didn't take it down. And clearly Tim's big enough to where there's someone from, there's someone standing from, YouTube that's watching all the time, right? Somebody's reviewing his content, guaranteed, especially a live show with that many people on it. They didn't take it down. They didn't say nothing. He freaked out. Alex is like, "No, that's not what I'm talking about. I wasn't making a threat. I was doing this." And Tim's like, "No, that was a threat, blah, blah, blah." Well, the show stayed up. Tim immediately, as soon as the show's over, goes to Twitter and apologizes for Alex Jones making a threat on Bill Gates' life, which is not what happened. It's not what happened. And that was explained to him in the show. That's not what happened. Two different people explained to him that wasn't a death threat. Tim Pool. He goes to Twitter and tags YouTube in a post apologizing for Alex Jones making a death threat against Bill Gates, even though he's been explained twice. twice that it's not happening. And that it didn't happen. That's not what it was. And then YouTube responds to him and then pulls his video down. Then he tries to play the victim like he was just sitting there. Alex Jones said some fucked up shit and YouTube is punishing him for Alex Jones. Like, it really pissed me off the way he played it. Really pissed me off.
Every third word.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's sometimes even more. So it's you know, guys have some talk and girls have talk too. And you know, I used to think that guys were like the worst, but you ladies, you know, you are.
Yeah.
You're worse.
Way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
They go into descriptive detail.
I'm not.
They're all smiling right now. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Look, I grew up with
All of Scott's fans are ladies.
Get any of that shit past me. I know the truth. I've heard it all. I've been indoors. I've been listening around corners. I've been hearing stuff. I'm like, do my parents know that these are people in our family?
Yeah, I mean, Alex Jones is a gatekeeper, but once you get so big, you're going to be a gatekeeper whether you like it or not.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
somebody's going to use you to guard the gate.
Walk into a bar and sailors will run out. You know, they get on a track like that.
But you know, women are stepping up like never before. I don't think any other time in history. You know, and we just saw. You know, that was great. You played that video. Women are like, you know, mama bears are
Yes,
out.
the mama bear's instinct.
Mama bears are out, and and we're backing the mama bears. We're like, oh yeah, let's go. Let's do it. We're just waiting for somebody. All right, let's do it.
Watch this. This guy's in for an ass beating. Here she comes.
What?
Yeah, they are. I'm so proud, man.
What song are we playing?
Bears, man, they're the ones that there's where virtually all of our inspirational stories are coming from. It's from the women.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
I agree.
They're carrying the torch, and then you see it time and time again. They're the ones showing up at the school boards. They're the ones, you know, sticking up for the kids. You know, I mean, what happened? Like, you know, and that was all part of the agenda, though. And I really firmly believe this too. That's all part of the agenda, was the feminization and emasculating men. Was all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Take away
probably Mason.
Well, now women have no choice.
Oh, Tim Pool's song. I forgot about it. To be honest with you,
that woman we just.
I don't know. Do I still have it? Hold on. Let me see if I even still have Tim's song loaded up here. I think it's on a different slide. No, that's not it. Just a second. Oh no. I don't know where the video's at though. I don't even see the video. I'm trying to move it. Hold on. There it is.
Make them see the path, tempting as that sounds. I'll have to pass. I know what's needed for the good of my people, to save them. Out in the dark, without warning, he raised his fist above. Let it cry to his people, to tear those statues down. Now they'll face the consequences. They held themselves above. This is the will.
This used to be a donation level. It used to be if you donated a certain amount, it would play Tim Pool, and everybody hated it. So if you donated after, it would take it off. I think you had to donate like $1 to take it off and like $3 to start it or something.
The school board is a hero in my book all the way.
Totally.
Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what, no man is what he is without his woman, or in David's case, all of the women.
His days are over, guys. I'm getting 44.
Well, guys, it was awesome seeing you tonight.
Definitely.
I can't wait till we, especially when we're out there. You guys come out. I gotta have both of you come out at the same time so we can all like.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, we definitely have to have some little events where we're all together. It'd be good.
Yeah, I forgot. We all met in Vegas. I forgot about that. I was thinking we were never together.
It's not bad for someone who's not a professional. I don't think so. It's just
I'm ready.
it's not great.
Come a long way. Well, I'll be in touch with you guys and see what we can arrange with you.
I don't know if I would have posted it like that.
Place to place. It's pretty cool. So, well, we're almost at that 90-minute mark. Anyways,
You guys remember when you used to be able to donate and it showed it would show Hunter Biden's foot job video and my microphone was his penis? What were we thinking? Oh, Twitch won't ban us.
folks, here we are again. We have Dave Nino Rodriguez, Mike Jaco. This is our colossal show, the Roundtable, and we'll be back probably.
Colossal.
We'll be on
Colossus.
channel tomorrow night because we're got to get that rig rolling. It's possible if I can get my hotspot rolling in his decent place, maybe I'll put up a live stream anyways. But we're going to continue to live stream all next week. There are going to be some of these outings. If the connection is good, I'm going to put up a GoPro right at the stage so we can actually live stream some of those up. That's what I'm going to try to do. I think we can. And if we can, we're going to get some of the folks to be able to see what's going on wherever we are. So we're not going to disappear on his tour like we did the last one. So any last words or thoughts or insinuations or attacks on MPPs or trolls?
No, like I said, I think these next few months are going to be very defining.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
Yep.
Take America back. It's going to happen.
Yep. We are going to take the country back. It's ours. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out tonight. Great having you. And we'll see you in the next one.
You got it.
Okay. Adios.
I can't do Despacito. They'll strike my video down immediately. You don't know how much trouble I had even keeping that video up when I did it on vacation. Like, they took it down twice.
At scottmckay.us, at scottmckay.us.
The rig is ready to roll.
Shop there for the Patriot Street Fighter gear, as well as the new Patriot Street Fighter collagen product manufactured by Mike Adams Health Ranger at their high standards. Highest quality collagen product in the industry. Give that a try. You can also connect with our capital preservation partners through gold and silver, Dr. Kirk Elliott. You can also connect right there at scottmckay.us. If you like the show, hit the like button, please.
I want to show you guys. I'm going to end early tonight because I really didn't have a show. I just wanted to hang out with you guys and get you streaming. But I do want to show you one more thing. Let me see if I can grab this right quick. We've got to cover. Somebody listen to this message. We have to cover a Kim Kukich video because I got this message today. It says, Will, I hope you watched the latest video from Kim. She's the reason I'm considering getting a concealed carry permit to protect myself. If there's one like her, there's probably more. So I don't know what she did on her last video, but apparently it has some people tore up. Here we go. I want you to first remember this video. So let me grab it. Damn, where is it? Oh, I just need to play it. That's what I need to do. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay. So first, let's rewatch this video. So let's copy this link. And tell me that Scott McKay doesn't watch my channel.
Patriot, Street Fighter, kicking ass and taking names.
In a car by yourself, probably with your saddle shoes on and your sister's bobby socks.
Patriot, meet diver, gonna do a little dance with Patriot, meat rider, coming to your town on his motorbike.
Well, maybe not.
Or maybe not. Patriot, meat biter, technology is his middle name.
Now being conducted here and also across the world. See, we've got a, let's say we've got a camera issue here going to work on.
Look at them tatas.
Why, but it's like we have the wrong camera working on it.
Patriot, meat beater, bringing the love to his fellow man.
You want to kill yourself? No problem. I'll hand you a rusty butter knife. You can cut your head off right in front of me. I have no problem with that if that's what you want to do.
We're going to watch it all, but just remember the first part, the upbeat part. Calling down the thunder on weeds.
Patriot, weed fighter, give us a call, we can do it all. Patriot, street sweeper.
That is a video by BT, okay? And we premiered that on the show, and we've played it a couple times on the show. Now, I want you to remember the upbeat first part of that video, and then I want you to tell me if you see any similarities. Yeah, I want you to tell me if you see any similarities, and then you tell me that he doesn't watch my channel. First of all, there's the exact same fucking logo. Oh man, the music. I forgot it's all music that's gonna be copywritten, but fuck it. I have to cut it out a couple times. So it's clips of him with music in the background, right? Video clips. Interlaced with his logo and still photos. I don't know what this part is. This part's stupid. It's him getting on and off the bus and letting people off, and Thunderstruck's playing in the background, right? So he walks for a bit. It shows him doing his thing, right? That's his bodyguard. Out of breath and sweating. Double-handed parade waves. Oh, he's so special. Yes, he has another full-grown man who carries his hatchet. Look at him. All right, here we go. When the beat drops. Here's where the music's at right now. He's on Rumble. Rumble doesn't enforce copyright shit. So he's allowed to play the AC/DC. Look at him. I want to get to the part where he's like, this video's over. Look, there's the transition. Now we go to another video, right? Then it shows his audience. And it just dropped the, you've been thunderstruck. Oh no, hold on. You gotta go next.
My deadbeat husband was staring at me funny over the dinner table, then I noticed the rusty butter knife. Fuck you, Scott.
The rusty butter knife that Scott wants you to cut your own head off with. I would be looking at him very strange across the dinner table. Thank you very much, ex-sugar mama, who has had her husband stolen away by one Scott McKay. All right, here's all the pictures. Look, this is just like BT's music video. Watch. There's the back of it. There he is with people. Photos and videos interlaced with pictures of his logo and his bus. Oh, no. He has watched our video and made his own version that doesn't make him look like a douchebag. He's not even carrying appendix style right. I carry appendix style, but he's not carrying it right. I'm hoping that he did not pick his own photos. I'm hoping that he did not pick these photos. Oh. Do not let this man near your kids. He's signing somebody's head. That's Scott's signature. If you had any doubt that he was a psychopath who would literally fillet your skin and wear it to a formal dinner party one day, that's how he writes his name in signature form. Do not let him near your kids. As much as he talks about kids, being around kids, helping kids, promoting kids, saving kids, being near kids, how much he loves his nieces and nephews, and he has no kids, don't let him near your kids. Again, do not let him near your kids. What is this? What is this? I don't like the way he growls with that child near him. What? Look how fucking cross-eyed he is, first of all. His ears are pointing. He looks like a goblin man. He's in some type of arms crossed Illuminati pose, holding his two sacrificial Care Bears. Now he's at his local nursing home visit. He gets one a month. Oh my God. Those kids are fucked. There it is. There's our music video, but just with thunderstrucks. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. If this was Mariah, I could not resist going up and flopping one of her jubblies. That would be it. It would smack her in the face, much like Scott's jubbly, and we'd be done with it. She would yell, and then think about how much she likes when I touch her jubblies. Oh, here he is beating one fighting age male and the rest of the guys from Vietnam. Anybody who hugs too much, like hugs people they've never met before, it just strikes me the wrong way. Like, I understand I hug people. I hug my kids. I hug my wife occasionally. I've hugged my dad before, once. And even then, it was kind of standoffish. Anybody who hugs immediately, like, let me hop off my bike and give you a hug, sir. I've never met you before. Let me park this hog and come give you a little bit of mine. It bothers me. Not to mention he's carrying. That's exactly right. That's the first thing I saw when I saw this photo, but I thought I'd be weird pointing it out. He's carrying behind the hip in what looks like a Sherpa holster, which it's hard to draw from off angle, but it's not impossible. And this man's closer to his weapon than he is. You never let another person closer to your drawing your weapon than you are. Oh no. Who is his helmet caddy? He has a guy that does his helmet too? Don't say that's another biker. That's his bike. And some guy is strapping his helmet up for him. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't even know what this is. Those are fireworks at a place that he complained mistreated him because they were all Democrats. Scott's Army. Oh no. Look at him. I want to puke. Look at Sriracha. I would be more apt to forgive someone for paying to see Sriracha in person, or going or traveling or showing up at a show to see. At least he's like a novelty, an oddity, something you're like, is this guy even real? Scott's just a piece of shit. Look at his beads. Oh, he wants to be so new age. Look at this cleavage line. What is this? I mean, we get it, bro. You're on test. We got it. That's why your belly's as round as a barrel and still has a fucking 8-pack. But what is this? You're going to have to get your fucking post gear medical regimen in check. You're getting some gynecomastia or something. Then they just have one of the lone steed. Oh no, is he getting in the casino business? He's always, if anybody shows up in military garb, you're automatically getting a picture and you're going to be on the video. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lady in the background's carrying 2 cats. What are you doing with all those cats, lady? What the fuck? That could be a person or jacket. Those might not be cats. That looks like a cat's head, does it not? I would not. She's a bruiser. I would not give her the axe. No way. Let's play find someone with a penis. Let's play find more than 5 people with a penis. I give up. He ripped off BT's video. That's the church he was thrown out of. This picture right here, that necklace he wears, makes me think he has 3 earplugs. And I'm like, if you have, like in construction, you wear earplugs around your neck all the time. If he has 3 earplugs, where does the 3rd one go? Where are you putting the 3rd earplug, Scott? What are you plugging with the 3rd earplug? I've never seen a man take this many photos of himself. That's true. Coming fall 2021, and you've been thunderstruck. I've never seen his jeans underneath his chaps. Are they dad jeans? I just thought they were painted underneath his chaps, so he wouldn't have to wear anything, so he could be one with his motorcycle as he stalls it, pulling out. Man, they paid for that motorcycle, brand new motorcycle, and they put a custom paint job on it, which now he's got to update because it says the old tour name on it. So in the second tour, he's got it's different. It's called advancing the forking line, not holding the forking line. He's gonna have to advance. He's gonna have to advance payment from his fans to get a new paint job for his motorcycle. Very strange. Very strange. Such a strange man. He likes to hug and touch and chap and no kids, mind you, no children. Very strange gentleman. Anyways, he's just gonna get a new bike. Fuck it, he'll keep that paint job. That's a memory. All right, guys. I didn't really have a show planned tonight. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm back. We're holding like 200 viewers now, so I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm going to try to be here most nights. It won't be 7 nights a week, but maybe 4 or 5 nights a week. We'll be here until the internet's back at the camper, and then I might leave this in the van and just move the van to the camper. So, yeah, we'll check it out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for the donations tonight. I'm gonna leave all this here locked up, and then I'm gonna go to the camper to go to sleep. I'll come out here a couple hours early and do the research for tomorrow's show. I've already got some stuff written down that I want to watch and I want to show, but I don't want to have to make y'all watch all the videos, so I'll pick out some good parts. We got some stuff to catch up on. We've got at least one meltdown and a few different videos, one where we mentioned in some different stuff going on, but we will be back. We are back, I guess I should say. Thank you for the donations, so we really do appreciate it. Thank you for showing up tonight. I know I was gone for a while. I'm glad to be back. It makes me feel better now that I can stream again. Thanks for my dad for the suggestion, and thank you guys for sticking around and showing up. I know it sucks, and I know a bunch of people like moved on and started watching other shit. Like, I can't help that. I tried to come back as fast as I can, and now it seems like we're back. So thank you very much. Jump on the debunking page. I will. So thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one. I'm going to play the other remix to get out of here, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Everybody have a good night. See you tomorrow.
Man, I can't talk to you now. Why do people call me while I'm on? No. Shut up.
And here we go, I think I started some shit.
Yeah.
It's some office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's some office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And yeah.
And Mars in the house.
Hey. The jab. Pine needle tea.
Underground Doms save the children.
Social security card claims, birth certificate claims, Vatican tunnel.
Medbed.
Martial law.
1745. 10 Days of Darkness. Digging tunnels. Doji Corn. The Evergreen. 19. Vaseline. Boom.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Well, Johnny, you can go to Mommy's basement. The Nazis were working with the reptilians.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's some office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
We are now the news.
Again, guys, thanks for joining us. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. Telegram, Discord, shoot me a message, Facebook Messenger, an email, coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. I'm going to head to the house and try to get Mariah to ying my yang. So you guys have a good night. We'll see you on the next one.
I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got frog news that.
Thanks for joining us, Sick Chick. I hope you're feeling better. I haven't talked to you in a couple days. I haven't really had internet, but I hope you're feeling better after your injury and moving and all that.
Bronze to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby eating heathens.
Mariah just texted me and said she's already got the lotion out. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Cause I hear busting the griffs.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's